Welcome to the first of two tutorials on the Denoise node for the Foundry's NUKEX. This first tutorial will take you through the basics of denoise and will quickly get you started. Alright, so here's some noisy footage. I will show you how to use denoise to remove the noise from this footage without losing the detail. Alright, so let me just pause on some frame and bring up a denoise node. The denoise node can be found under the filter menu. It has two possible inputs, a source clip and a noise clip. I'm going to go ahead and connect the source clip to the clip we want to denoise. Denoise works by estimating the noise levels within an analysis region and then removing anything below the estimated noise levels in the rest of the clip. So the first thing we need to do is find a suitable analysis region. A suitable analysis region is a region that's flat, free from any detail, shadows or highlights. So if I zoom out on this clip, you can see that there's a large blue screen area. This is ideal for sampling the noise. If you do not have a blue screen or a green screen, try to find as flat a region as possible. Or alternatively, you can connect a separate clip to the noise clip and analyze the noise from there. I'm going to move this box to the blue area over here, but before I do that, I'm going to change the analysis mode from pen up to analysis button. That means I can move this, I can rescale it, and it won't analyze it until I press Analyze Noise. Okay, it has finished analyzing the noise, so we can now compute our result. Okay, so this is the denoise result. I will go ahead and zoom in. So we can compare that to the original. That's the original, and that's the denoise result. You can see that it has produced quite a good result straight out of the box, but it's perhaps a little bit soft. I will now go through the parameters you can tune in order to change the output. Okay, so the first parameter to tune is the source type. This can either be film or digital and alters the noise levels across intensity values. Setting the source type to whatever the footage was captured on works best for most footage, but for some footage you might need to switch this around. Essentially, setting the source type to digital will keep the noise levels constant, whereas setting it to film will preserve more noise or detail in the dark regions and will remove more noise or detail in the bright regions. The next parameter to tune is the noise model. This can either be constant or modulated. It also alters the noise levels across intensity values, but does so in a way that's almost the opposite to the source type. By default, this is set to modulated, which works well for most footage. For film footage, setting the noise model to modulated will remove more noise in the dark regions. For digital footage, it will remove more noise in the bright regions. So for example, if you have film footage with little noise in the dark regions and lots of details that you would like to preserve, you might want to try setting this to constant. This footage has a lot of detail in the hair, so I'm going to try to set this to constant and see what happens. You can see that this is actually better for this footage. It's kept the background flat but brought out a lot more detail. The next parameter is the profile. This can either be constant or automatic. I will go through automatic profiling in the next tutorial, so for now I will leave this as constant. Okay, so the parameters described so far all affect the noise analysis, and changing any of these will force the analysis to be recomputed. I will now go through the parameters you can tune in order to change the output after the analysis. Before I start doing anything, I'm going to set the luminance blend to 1. By default, it is set to 0.7, which means that the output contains 0.7 of the denoise luminance and 0.3 of the original luminance. Setting this to 1 allows you to see what the denoising actually does, but you probably want to bring this back down for the final output. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is bring up the sharpening to some excessive amount. Sharpening emphasizes any detail being kept, so by increasing it, it's easier to visualize this. To control the detail being kept, I need to tune the denoise amount and the roll-off in combination. Anything below the denoise amount will be removed. Anything between the denoise amount and the roll-off will be softly thresholded, and anything above the roll-off will be kept. So in order to increase the level of detail, I can decrease the denoise amount. If there's too much noise left in the output, I can increase the denoise amount. Equally, I can increase the roll-off. Or decrease it. Increasing the roll-off gives a much smoother output. So if you think your result is too soft, you could decrease the roll-off. If you think it's too sharp, then you can increase the roll-off. Okay, so when you're happy with the detail being kept and the noise being removed, put the sharpening back down again. You could leave a little bit in there if you wish. The next parameter to tune is the smoothness. The denoise amount and the roll-off adjust the threshold. The smoothness allows you to control the smoothness of the underlying image. For example, if your output is a bit blotchy, or if it's too smooth, then you might want to increase or decrease the smoothness. To illustrate this, I'm going to increase the denoise amount to a very large number, so that no detail is being kept. What we're left with is the underlying image. So regardless of what we do, we're not going to be able to sharpen or smoothen this anymore. If the output at this stage is blotchy, you have to tune the smoothness. I'll just show you what this does. So if I increase it, it'll go smoother. And it will sharpen as I decrease it. Okay, so when I'm happy with the smoothness of the underlying image, I can bring the threshold back down again. Finally, I'm going to blend back some of the luminance. The chrominance blend works by the same principle, but you probably never want to tune this. Okay, so let's compare this denoise result with the original. So that's the original, and that's the denoise result. So I've shown you how to use denoise to remove the noise while preserving the detail. So let's play through and see the result. Okay, so I've taken you through some of the basics of denoise. In the next tutorial, I will look at profiling and explain how you can tune the noise levels for different intensities, frequencies, and channels. I will also look at how you can export and import the noise analysis.